Good afternoon and a huge warm welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation studio. It's always lovely to have your company, especially today. We've got a really awesome show for you with something crazy special at the end of it. We're going to give you a preview. You will be the first in the world to see something really special from Carnation. But before that, we are going to do a full show on the Back to Air of Full of Love, one of the earliest collections of Carnations, and I can tell you one I haven't worked with until now. So it's an absolute dream to be here to be able to demonstrate this. 200201 for the Full of Love collection. It's got a show price today of $89.99 with free UK P&P. It should be $139.93 if you bought them all individually. But show price normally is going to be $109.99. So by my workings out, you're getting £20 off just by shopping with us. Today we can do that because we are our own channel. So those reductions can be made and we can share that with you, which is really nice. Full of Love is glorious. You've got a stamp set, you've got a massive card base, and can I just say that stamp set is huge as well. Then you've got your chrysanthemum, your lily of the valley, your wax flowers, your fuchsia, and your begonias, all of them with mats and layers. This is extraordinary. It's a huge collection. Obviously very popular in its time, obviously still very popular now. The card base itself is going to just take us all to a new level. I love it. It's got an archway and I love archways. They're just pretty. But before I go any further, can I just show you this? Because when we say stamps, we're talking Carnation stamps. Not your average. These are beautiful. Each one sized to match with the dies as well. So you can stamp them out, you can colour them in, and then you can cut them out with your die. So you're going to get really beautiful results with them. Carnation have always done incredible stamps. I say this all the time about their sentiment stamps. No different in this set. They're beautiful, gorgeous designs as well. So Full of Love, let's have a look at what you're getting so you can see it all. This card base is absolutely stunning. You've got the beautiful archway with this gorgeous, it's lace work, isn't it? Really, it's got that kind of effect of a doily going round. Now as you're seeing it in its full scope here, you can see we've got corner elements, you have got the midline element, you've got your doily element, then you've got the beautiful filigree at the top, your extra mats and layers here, the nesteds going in right into this placard in the center where you could put a stamp and then place that on top. It's stunning. It is so pretty and so lovely. And you've also got your stopper here as well, so that card can be made to be, you know, opened and stabilized on the inside. It's one of those pieces where you're not going to stop crafting with it because there's a million ways, right? Because we're once again talking about more than one card shape in a card shape. You know the Russian dolls where you get loads of little mini dolls inside? These are Carnation card shapes. We know this. You've already got the circle before we've gone anywhere further. This is another set, isn't it? So you've got your main baseline card here, and then you've got this one on top. So 2 card bases before you've even started. That's value. That's what we like. We want it to do more than just one thing. Imagine the easels you're going to create with this. Absolutely stunning every single time. The build up for it. Do you want any of the mats and layers, or do you want that just gorgeous silhouette of that card line? And it's the joy of knowing it doesn't matter which you prefer, because you can do it all of the ways, because you'll have this in your paws. You've still got time for postage as well, might I say. So if you do buy this today, it will go out today because we will have finished the show before the last postage. Now, we've got here your stunning begonia. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to make sure I've got the name of that right. Yeah, look at me. This is your begonia. Absolutely beautiful. If you just take into a look at the cut line detail. That's pretty epic, right? Split die, we can do over the edge card making. We've shown you those demonstrations in the past. Over the edge cards are beautiful every time. So you're creating something that's got real power as soon as you make it, and that's really nice to know. Are you okay, Taz?
Precious Flowers is the extensive demo you did with
the most recent extensive demo. Okay, so there you go. Go back to the Precious Flowers on YouTube, find out how to use them and what effects you're going to be able to make. If you think of let me think of a good way of phrasing it. If you're a card maker, you know the tools that you need to do different things, don't you? And the same as a builder doesn't just need a hammer, he also needs various other things to be able to create a house. And that's what we do with card making. We need tools that create different effects for different reasons. Split dies are an absolute prime way of doing that, and those are stunning, absolutely beautiful, lovely decoupage to go with it as well. Then we have got your gorgeous chrysanthemum, which is so pretty and so detailed, so much decoupage going through as well. Think of the bloom on that. Just powerful. Your leaves as well, each of them with their matte layer, and again your split die for that over the edge card making which we look for. It's just very pretty and dynamic. And then we've got your gorgeous wax flowers here as well. All of your dimension coming through with your decoupage, but that can be used independently. That's not necessarily a decoupage piece for this. Of course it is, but isn't it beautiful as a tuck-in? So you're creating these bouquets with this width and this bloom, and we can add them all together. So all of the flowers that we've looked at here, we can add together to create something with loads of dynamic shape. Split die again. Your lily of the valley. Beautiful designs on here. And also, can I just say this, when you start using the decoupage on your leaf at the bottom, it pops out of your card. It's really clever. It's really beautifully done. Stunning, stunning pieces, right? And then last but not least, your fuchsia. I had to check. I love popping these, but you've got your fuchsia. Split die over the edge cards. Matte layer. You don't have to use a split die, might I add. You don't have to use it as a split die. You can still use it as a full die if you don't want to do an over the edge card. That's the joy of it. It's either 2 in 1, 2 for 1. We like 2 for 1. So that is your Full of Love collection 200201. 89.99 on the Carnation Crafts website. That's a £20 reduction for you today. It will not stay at that price. Free UK P&P. You can use the QR code at the bottom of the screen, and that will take you directly to the link for the product. Incredible prices. I love the back to wears because you get a chance to see it again, play it with again, buy it if you've never seen it before, and we get to work with it together, which is really, really exciting. So that is your main collection. Now we have got other elements as well. There is a small bundle of sentiments which is on the website too, and that'll be under the number 200209. That's your sentiments collection. Show price today £24.99. By my reckoning, that's nearly £14 off the usual price, which should be $38.97. Thank you very much. These are huge sentiments. They're beautiful, they're bold, and they say it all. £2.95 UK P&P if you buy these individually. So you're going to need to use your QR code. Yes, Taz.
I'm happy if I went to the right button. You know how we've got a really special price
Yes.
for the collection?
Yes.
Newsletter code.
Newsletter code will take 10% off, right? So what would that take it down to?
Well, that's nearly £9 off, so it could be nearly £80.
That's true. I didn't actually know they could use that. So that's handy. If you're, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, but if you've been on the Carnation Craft website and you've signed up to the newsletter, I'm pretty much guessing then that will be the show today, will it? Except for the perfect papers?
It will be 10% off whatever they put into their basket that isn't...
Within the last 3 months?
Yes.
Okay, so anything that you put in your basket with that isn't from within the last 3 months. So if you got the newsletter, it's got a code on for a discount. If you put that into, when you go through checkout, I'll ask you for any discount codes. Pop that in, get yourself an extra 10% off, but it will take it down to just over 80 quid. That's extraordinary savings. Thank you, Carnation, for letting us know. That's from the whole Full of Love stamp set. Sorry, thank you, Taz, for letting me know. So now let's have a look at these sentiments. What are we getting? They're bold, they're beautiful, they're showstoppers. This can be the card itself, to be fair. You've got With Love here. Can we just take a moment for that font? Because that's beautiful. I love cursive fonts. I think they're very, very attractive to look at. I love the fact we've got a split layer. So again, over the edge, if I want to have the with love being over, so if I've got a card and I've got one half that is, you know, at the back here, and then one half that is half of it, that with love would come over the bottom of it. Stunning, stunning cards. And that is a beautiful sentiment. The second of your sentiments is happy birthday. Again, gorgeous, isn't it? Really pretty. Finally, in your sentiments, just for you, important sentiments. Now, it might be that your happy birthday is the one that you use the most often, because obviously that's the thing that we tend to go for when making birthday cards. But I'll be honest, the majority of cards that I send are the just for you cards, the with love cards. They're the ones where it's just sending it for the sake of sending it, not because, you know, any other reason, just that with love, just for you, just want to say hello, those elements. So you'll find those sentiments on the website 200209 24.99. If you use your discount code, that's going to be less, £2.95 UK P&P, because it's under the £50 threshold. Obviously, if you're buying it with the main collection, your P&P will be free. And obviously you'd be able to pop in your perfect papers, which we'll come to in a second as well, because we're not quite finished. There are some individual items that pair with this collection that can be taken straight from Carnation's thank you, website. I've got the boards for them. These are your butterflies and bows, and we're going to look at these first. So that's the die for it. Look at these. Love them. Half a butterfly here, which you can pair the body together to create a whole. Okay, so you're not just, it just gives you the choice of the two. I've got the beautiful smaller white one and the large pink as well. Matching with those, I've then got bows that go with them in sort of the same color tones. Stunning. Imagine those with those florals, especially if you're using something like the begonia, for instance, where you've got that white tone to it and you're pairing that color back with this pop of color. Exceptional cards every single time. So that is your butterflies and bows. That's on the website and you'll find it there. Miss Taz is going to take you through that just by searching in butterflies and bows. These are individual items, of course, so you'll find it there. There is your die and your vignettes. You can get everything that you need. The die itself is $19.99, £2.95 UK P&P if that's the only item that you buy. It's almost dangerous working in here today. She's throwing, it's a good job it's not an axe that she's throwing, but she is only throwing the dies. You chop me head off. Just saying.
Yeah.
We've got another individual for you. This is Bird's Nest. And I'm just going to let you breathe that in for a second. Stunning. Picking those flowers from the nest. There's all your elements for your decoupage. You've got your base die, which is again a split die if you want it, or it can be used as a whole. And then obviously your top piece with your matte layer there as well is so pretty. Look at that work. All the way through those cut lines. It's so important. Decoupage for the wing as well. You'll see this come to fruition in the demos that I've got prepared for you today. So I will be using those items as well. Like I say, you can find them individually on the Carnation Crafts website. So you'll find the Bird's Nest by typing that in. Simply put Bird's Nest and it will come up. You'll be able to find it there. You can go by collection and select years if you know of them. We've got Full of Love sitting there, and the Carnation Bird's Nest die set is there at $17.99 today. Pop it into your basket with the others. If you're buying more than one item and it takes you over to £50, we will treat you to free P&P because we like to make it easy for you wherever possible. It's something that's important to us because we know it's important to you. The last thing I'll talk to you about as far as Full of Love is concerned, the collection is your perfect paper. I love these perfect papers. If ever you wanted a pop of colour, this is it. Purples and greens and gorgeous cream tones and honey tones all blended. They're so beautiful. That purple tone in the back, it's not purple, it's like a maroon. It's so strong. Imagine that with them beautiful white layers on top of it. Toning down that colour, that massive, massive impact that we get from our mats and layers. 48 sheets, 300 GSM. You're going to get 6 colours and you're going to get 8 of each. Now these ones don't have patterns on them because they're the earlier perfect papers prior to the patterns coming to fruition. I don't know what that was. There's been a landslide, but we don't know what the landslide was. We'll just ignore the things. You will be able to get hold of your perfect papers in the same way as everything else. Add them to your basket. If it's the only thing you're going to buy, you will pay for your P&P. It's going to be $2.95. I'm going to ask Taz in a minute when I go to demo if she can shop the show for me and find out how much it would come to if I was to buy the Full of Love collection, the Sentiments, the Bird's Nest, the Butterflies and Bows, and the perfect papers. And if I was to use
collection as well, but we haven't shown them.
Okay, well, those pieces that we have shown, everything that I've shown, how much is that going to come to? And then how much would it come to if I use my 10% discount?
So do you want, sorry, I'm just having a conversation with you now. Do you want everything on the show page for Full of Love?
So if you can add in the main collection that we've got today, the Sentiments, the Bird's Nest, the Butterflies and Bows, and the perfect papers.
So everything to make your demos?
Everything to make my demos. Everything that we've shown, and then show me that price, and then show me 10% with my newsletter. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. That's exciting. Ooh, I just got to tell her what to do, and she did it. She doesn't normally.
Well, this makes sense this time.
What can I say? It's not my job to make sense of things. Right, oh, it's finished samples. Carla, what are you doing? Right, let's have a look at these. Can we just look at these? This is using those shabby, actually this might, yeah, it is the shabby, not the crystalline. That gorgeous easel. Doesn't that look like fabric? Using the decoupage elements here to fill it. So instead of using it just plainly as decoupage, we're using those tuck-ins. We're creating volume in the card. So it's going to look extraordinary every time. That full card shape there. I love those Sentiments so much. I think they're extraordinary. They might be my favourite ever Sentiments from Carnation, you know. And look at this. How sweet. Because we can create apertures. Whenever you've got layered dies, you've also got the opportunity to create layered apertures. They'll work both ways, obviously. But the difference in the card making is just extraordinarily wonderful. And then look. Pam Simpson here. Come on, that's so pretty. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? The different ways that we play, right? Because there's so many options for us. Using that same card base is the one I'm going to use in demo when we demo first this morning. Can you see how beautiful white on white is with that, with those gorgeous pops of colour? Because sometimes colour is everything, right? Coming in with your easel card here, using the happy birthday sentiment as a stopper. And there's the stamps. Can you see the stamps behind the Lily of the Valley here? Using them as that texture sort of grip at the back that is just empowering the card. Using the elements on an 8x8. Because we're not forced to craft in a certain way with Carnation. We have options, options, options that help us craft in a that's so pretty, that help us craft in a multitude of ways. Thank you, Pam, for this. For you. I love that. Those stamps make such a difference, don't they, in the middle as your texture pieces. Or clean and simple. Oh, my little butterflies going for a little flutter. Hold on, that was tied to that. So you've got the butterfly hanging. It was tied centrally. There you go. So it will twirl. So many choices with this collection. I'll just show you this one finally from our lovely Janine. That colour coming through. because we make extraordinary cards with Carnation, right? It's what we do. It's why we come to Carnation, because we know as card makers, we want the best of the best. We want the cream. And we absolutely get that every time with Carnation. Full of Love is an extraordinary collection. They all are. There's no exceptions to that rule. 200201, the Full of Love collection. Combined price $139.93. The usual price for it would be $109.99 if you were buying that as a full collection. We're going to give you it today at $89.99, and in fact we're going to let you use the code from your newsletter, and we're going to knock it down 10%. And that relates to everything that you buy on the show today that is less than 3 months old. So that's pretty good going, isn't it? Because that 10% discount, it helps, right? That's nearly £9 off the full collection. Thank you very much. Better in your pocket, isn't it? It's nicer to have it. Although Mark might not agree with that, but it's better in your pocket. Did we do workings out, Taz? Oh, she's a good girl. She's put it there.
That's for everything you've asked for. I have a separate basket for everything on the Full of Love.
And it's all in stock?
Yes.
Okay. So, that's such a good price. So, we'll give you the full collection. We'll give you the sentiments. We'll give you the bird's nest. We'll give you the butterflies and the bows. You remember you're getting your stamps and everything in there as well. And we'll give you the perfect papers. Did I say that? Then that's going to come to $167.95. Use your newsletter code. We'll drop that for you to £151.16. £151.16 for all of it. That's pretty awesome. Everything I've shown you today. We'll give you free artwork as well. Thanks, we likes them apples. Yes, Taz.
But also for the show page, for the shop page, sorry,
the shop.
For the Full of Love. So the Full of Love collection.
So everything.
The sentiments, butterflies and bows, the tags, the bird's nest, and the perfect papers, and there is also a circle frame. All of that comes to £202.93, but with your coupon off, it'll come to £191.64 for the entirety of the Full of Love collection and everything associated with it.
That's insane. So, I'm going to ask a question of Carnation because I don't know the answer. So if you're watching in the office, if you could tell me. While I was beady-eyed watching what Taz was doing there is a full colour way, which will have I presume 4 other colourways on it. For £15, can they use their newsletter on that? Are we able to use the newsletter on digital products? So that's a question, because I apologise, I don't know the answer to that. Right, let's demo and see what we're getting into with Full of Love, this stunning, stunning collection, and see where we are going. I want to work with the card base, first of all, this beautiful archway. I love how chunky it is and bubbly looking it is. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's got a really pleasing shape to it. Archways are always going to be beautiful because they're immediately evocative of being able to walk into something. It's telling the story before we start. Message from HQ. Thank you very much, guys. Yes, you can use your newsletter on digital products. Go and check out the digital marketplace. I didn't tell you that. I did. Go and check it out. Get 10% discount. If it's more than 3 months old. Right, let's remove this tape. So it's the red liner tape coming off. Shuffle together. I hope you're all okay, by the way. Can I ask you all the question? Are you excited to see what's coming at the end of the show? We're excited, Taz, aren't we?
Very.
Right, I'm in love with it. Let's place this on here, just creating that little separation from my mats and my layers, okay? What's really nice about this is you can actually use this as a tuck-in. Now, I've put foam tape in the middle, but if you didn't, you could actually use it to put in a bookmark or something like that as a gift to the recipient. You can still use the panel at the back, but you would be able to put that in to show something different as well, which I really love. The elements like that please me a lot because it gives me further options. From that, I'm going to use the circle and just place this on. Now, you want to really get this straight. I'm just moving. Can you still see, Taz, if I've moved that closer to myself? You want to be making sure you've got this the right way round. It has a particular little format there because it's got a pattern around the edge. So just make sure you've placed it as that pattern should be. That little gap's really pleasing. From there, I'm going to start working with my lace work here. So I'll get some fresh glue and place this down. Ooh, whoo! It's a bit excitable there. Right, let's use this. Hey, not too much. You just need it on specific points, really. And I'm using these little bubbles that are at the top that you can just see, these ones. And that should give me enough adhesion to hold the whole thing down. So I'm just going to make sure my glue has slightly separated. I will say the heat in this studio is rather extraordinary, and glue does not like heat. So make sure you've got that the right way around. And once you have, pinpoint your adhesion and place down. Okay, so you've got that beautiful doily effect coming around. Now, what's really great about this, let's just stop for a minute and take that into consideration. You could be putting your florals from Sheer Delight in here and adding in that extra circle from Sheer Delight in the middle. You could be putting in the creatures from Coastal Currents in here and maybe creating a sand line down at the bottom. You could be using this with any of your collections. The elements from Bohemian Beauty with those gorgeous, big, bright, cheerful florals. Elements from Summer Pursuits like the guitar and the bike. There's so many different things that you could be doing with that one card shape. And the reason being is we're framing that circle at the top. We get to create one scene or two scenes with this card base. We can do it here and we can do a second one here if we choose. So something especially like Coastal Currents where you've got that corner shaped boat that's moored up. That in that corner, just exquisite, right? Because we've got so many playways with it. And that's what I love, is this idea that I get to, that my imagination does what it does, which is, you know, a joy, isn't it? As for a creator, for a crafter, we like to have that moment of whoo, which I get more often than not. Let's place this down. Get that curvature going through. Place it down. You'll see a little bit of shadow playing. If you're going to glue every element of it, you will lose shadow. If you want to keep shadow, just glue poignant points just to make sure, or pertinent points, just to make sure that you still get some rays on it, and that will allow it to have some shadow. Up to you whether you like shadows. Obviously it's something I'm a fan of. I know we are all different. Look how pretty this is. It's like a cake. Just place this through. Trying to leave the same gap on either side roughly. Now I'm visually doing it. You can do this with a ruler when you're doing it at home to make it exact. I'm not too worried for demo, but it is something when you're at home just to try and get those pieces exact. It will help your finished visual. So that has not quite adhered. And the reason being is my glue has slightly separated. I'm going to change it out for a different adhesion in 1 second. The joy of using very small amounts of glue is that if you don't get the adhesion, you can, of course, go back and add more. If you put too much down, you can't take it off. It's a harsh lesson. She's a hard mistress's adhesive, Miss Taz. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way and not fight. Right, so now I've got those elements. I want to put in my beautiful Lily of the Valley, and I'm going to place this and I'm going to work it round that circle point, okay? But I want to do it kind of more at this angle so it works round, because I'm going to draw it further round. So I'm happy with that placement. It works just perfectly for me. So let me dip into my glue. This is when I'm going to end up with too much. Little bit. Oof! That's nearly half a bottle, Taz. Let me piece these in. I've got these decoupaged. So about there, I'm happy with that. Just coming around that curvature there, just to offer me that silhouette around. Still leaves me my space for my showstopper, but I'm framing everything out. So visually you get that beautiful sweep, that finished element that we're looking for. Now, I've got my butterfly here and I'm going to bring this in. So look how pretty it is. Can I just, Taz, can I have your paint? Can I just show you that? Can you look at the cut line detail in this? This is one of Carnation's first ever collections. They never started slow. Straight out of the gate, that detail is exceptional. They never slowed down on that. The detail that Carnation gives us is second to none. I'm going to pull his wings together and I'm going to pinch it while I've got his little body just seated. Put some adhesion on that, and then while I'm letting that dry enough to get a little bit tacky, I'm just going to get my pokey and just circle out the edges of his wings. And that'll give him a little bit of lift. Now that way, if his wings do shut or do drop, they'll still have a lift on them and I'll still get shadow. I'm not relying on a support for it. It will support itself, which I'm looking for. So already we're coming together, but I want to finish this with a showstopper. I want to bring in the thing that's going to make this sing the loudest. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Outside, work your way around in that spiral. Let's build this floral because it deserves all the attention in the world. Let's put some silicone gel glue on. And I'm going to face it the same way as the butterfly. We're eyelining over. By doing so, I can just pull it a slightly further back. So I'm just leaving a bit of room, okay, between the two because we're eyelining over and I've got my baseline finished. So the same thing here. Pull it round into that circle spiral. You get into that center point. You can work a bit more on the center point. If you want full lift, you can go down one ball tool and start building up those edges. They will round out even more. It's entirely what you want to do. If you want to really go for it, you could do every individual petal. That will take you some time, but man, is it worth it. Let's build this up. Okay, right, let me just grab this because I want a huge build on this last layer. So here we go. This one is the one that the petal is going to scoop up. And the reason so is because I've got a smaller surface area, so this will scoop up much, much more. And that means I can really make a play on this. You see how we're bowling out and lifting now? Because I'm smaller surface area, so it's going to really be giving. So once I've got that, right in that center point, plenty of it. And let's build right into the center of that stunning floral. The cards we can make. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from Carnation, right from the first time they launched, right to where we are today, years later. Everything they've done is exquisite with extraordinary detail. Right from the outset. Isn't that beautiful? Those colours coming together, that gorgeous, gorgeous filigree that we've got on the card base. And that's why Carnation are Carnation, because they never ever take shortcuts. It's always stunning. 200201 for your Full of Love collection. You can get it today for $89.99 on the Carnation Crafts website, or $109.99 when it goes back up. Why would you wait? Because you're getting £20 off today, and you're also able to use your newsletter code. That's going to give you an extra £8.99, if I'm not mistaken, off that price, roughly. Plus, you're going to get free UK PMP. Don't forget to use your QR code. It'll take you straight to it, and it'll make it much easier for you to search. You can also grab your sentiments as well, which is a different collection. It's a smaller bundle, 200209, $24.99, $2.95 UK P&P. Again, use your code to get that extra discount. Taz has just, yes, Taz.
Just before we do that, we've had loads of people messaging in, so we want to say hello. So Linda's saying good afternoon, hope everyone's okay. She's just bought the wreath card shape.
Oh, I love that. We like that, Linda.
Then we've also got Suzanne who's saying, quick question on using ProPrint.
Yeah.
What is the best way to get the optimum use from it? For example, can you print more than one image on it? Thanks in advance.
The answer is yes and no at the same time. So the vignette is the vignette, and most of Carnation's vignettes are full. They fill them to maximum capacity that they can, so that we don't waste ProPrint. You know, that's the idea. If you're talking in terms of USB, when you might have less detail on there, most printers will accept A5 paper. So what you could do is cut it in half and print half. That would be an option for you. The vignettes for a die, I don't know that there's a way of better utilising it because Carnation pack them as much as they can. So if they can fit something on, they will, because they're, you know, they're very aware that it's good to be economical with it. The best results will come from you setting your settings to photo paper and for you to put it at best and for you to, you know, just try and make sure you've printed it at actual size or 100%. That way you're not wasting it. Always do a test piece if you're worried in any way and do it on low quality paper just to test to make sure you got it in the right place. But that's my advice. Try and see if your printer will print out A5. Most do. And so if that was the case, you could just, you know, do one. And if you've got space, cut it in half and then do another with that. Other than that, that's about all I would be able to think of at this point, Suzanne, which might not be the answer that you all wanted, but I think that's where it is. Yes, Taz.
And then we've got more people. So we've got Donna, who has said something that loads of other people have been saying. This is the first collection she ever bought from Carnation.
I love that. Right back in the day, right? So you guys have been with Carnation longer than I have. That's insane, because this is the first time I've seen this collection. So that's pretty cool, right? That you guys know what Carnation is. You guys know. Right. Oh, sorry, Taz.
We've got more people on Facebook.
She's getting very angry, waving at me in the corner.
Hello. We've got Suzanne who's saying hello. We've got Val who's saying hello. Karen saying hello. Karen Slade has said she's on time this time. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Karen.
We've got Joyce who's saying hello.
Hey, Joyce.
Chrysia, sorry if I've said that wrong. We've got Karen saying hello. Alison Ward has said this is her first collection. We've got Sheila saying hello. And we've got Sharon Curtis in the house.
Sharon Curtis, you beautiful human. I'm very sorry if I tormented Jess yesterday. I'll let you put her back together. Now, let's have a look at some finished samples here. We've got a gorgeous, gorgeous easel for you, which is absolutely stunning. Now, I am going to demo with that bird for you. You can get that as an individual item off the Carnation Crafts website. It's not part of the bundle, but it's certainly part of the kind of Full of Love family, if you like. So it is an individual item that you can get straight from the Carnation Crafts website. Just type in Full of Love, it'll bring you everything that's related, and there it is at $17.99. So you will see me using that as we go through demo. I've got a couple of demos, or we might only have time for one because we've got something very special to show you at the end of the show. Look at that little aperture. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Those card bases done there. Hang on, this is an easel. Those card bases done there in your natural blush cardstock. So you can see the difference in that cream tone coming through, can't you? Or something. Oh, what the heck? Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Traditional card making, isn't it? Classic card making, which I know is still, I mean, that style of card making is never going to go out of fashion. You okay, Taz?
More people have just come on. Sandra and Jean have both just said this is the first collection they've ever bought
You guys. Right, I'll do one demo because we have got something extraordinary and I want to give it 5 minutes at the end of the show or 10 minutes at the end of the show so you can have a right good look at it, because you guys are going to get the first world view of this launch. We're not launching it today. It doesn't come out today. It comes out tomorrow, I believe, but you're going to get the first viewing of it. Let's have a look. Not this. This is this. Oh, I feel like I'm getting myself in a pickle with all the words and thoughts are not jiving today, guys. I think it's the heat. I don't think my hot flushes are coping very well. Right, let's put this down. So 8 by 8. Let's remove. Let's remove this. I did that with a lot of confidence, didn't I? Right. Shovel. Temp base done. Okay, so we know all about your temp bases. We do them a lot, don't we? I'm just going to shovel all that out the way. Let's talk about mats and layers, those perfect papers. Let's come in for some tonal shifts here. So I've got that beautiful green. It's a really vibrant green, a beautiful depth colour. And so you've got, is it apple or grass? Somewhere between the two, I think. Or grass, if you're from the southern regions.
Thank you, I didn't understand what you were saying.
Grass. And then I'm going to add, look at that gorgeous cream tone on top. Aren't they pretty together? Really, really stunning. Let's piece those in. This is almost like it is still green, it's still within that family, but it's a yellow green. So we're softening because yellow is a warm colour. So we're just warming up that green instead of cooling it down, because we're using a yellow green combo with it. So very pretty. And then that beautiful framework. 3mm foam tape, just give it a slight rise, make it a little bit chunky. It's not super chunk, but it's chunky enough. Look at that. Okay, we've set the stage. Now let's start working in with some of these florals again. And I'm going to choose my favourite of them all. And I'm going to come in with this begonia, which it just mind-blowingly pretty. Now, I've got my decoupage elements here, and I'm also going to bring in some foliage just to add to those. Let's build up some decoupage. Now, in order to do this, when we talk about decoupage, lots of people think, I get asked all the time on air why I'm using a syringe with pin flare. Now, a lot of you will know that it comes with a syringe. I know a lot of people don't like using it. You like to use it straight out of the bottle. It really doesn't matter which one you decide. I like it because it gives me a little bit more precision. I'm a very clumsy human, as you're all aware, and so for me, anything that can guide me helps. It also means that when I've squeezed this out, I can, once I've left the studio, because I can't get this back in the bottle, it's like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube, on a night time, I can just squeeze a little bit up. Some of it will come out, not a huge amount. You can see where I've done it previously. So I've got this tiny little gel dot on top of my syringe, and that creates a stopper. So the rest, there's no air getting into my syringe. So by the time I come back to use it, I can just remove that little sausage of glue and it will start opening again, because it'll come out as one sausage. Obviously, I was only using this in the last show, so it hasn't really set. And I think I possibly started using it in that first demo there. So it's basically, they don't like it when I do that in the studio, but basically it just keeps it going for you, and it keeps it so fresh in there so you can use it. Let's come through with this. I'll be super quick with the shaping out, but it does deserve some shaping for that decoupage. Now for this, because I'm creating a corner, the best advice I can give you when we're creating corners is to use a silicone gel glue. You can use foam tape, you can also use wet glue. There's no rules. The reason I say silicone gel glue is composition on corners is quite difficult, because obviously you sometimes don't know where that build's going to go to, and by extracting certain pieces, then gluing that down, then hoping the other ones fit, it can become it can become quite higgledy-piggledy. Sometimes it's not quite straight. If you do it with pin flare or with a silicone gel glue, it's actually going to stay seated where it is. If it moves, it doesn't matter because you can move it back because it's still got the give. So the only exception to the rule that glue is sticky and you don't need much is silicone gel glue, because it's for sculpting. It's not designed just as an adhesion, but also to sculpt out. So my best advice, look at that begonia and the shadow that comes from it. Now, more importantly, I've got that silicone gel glue, so my tuck-ins are going to seat right inside there without me needing any more adhesive. I can, of course, add it, but I don't need it. So I'm just going to go around these edges here into that center point. More silicone gel glue to build that beautiful dimension. And I'm not ready to stop yet. I'll put a smaller element of decoupage in. Let's make this bloom. Finally, look at that. And if that doesn't have a wow factor, I don't know what does. Beautiful. Right, let's come in here. Now, my silicone gel glue is seated inside there, so it's not going to help me at my side points because there's none there. So I'm just going to slip just a little bit on here. Not much, I'm using this bit more for adhesion than sculpture, so I can just place that in. Lay it down. Place and lay. So I'm cornering that out beautifully. We get that longer line, that beautiful stretch that comes from it. And I just want to add in an extra length there. For this, I'm probably going to use wet glue. Not much of it, and I only really need it on the tip because I can steal from where I just put the leaf. So as I tuck that in, I'm guiding it into that silicone gel glue, and then I'm just going to pin and commit to my working. Okay, that little tiny amount of glue just commits it down. So I'm going to do the same, but this one I'm going to use in the reverse. I've got my mirrored vignette, so I can use the other side. Same thing, little bit here. Slide it under that leaf. So I'm stealing that glue and just placing and committing. Okay, so I've created the corner, I've created that visual bloom, and that's a really nice starting point for any crafter because it means we can work from that point. Now from here I want to use the butterflies. Okay, I should have used the bird actually, but anyway, here we are. That was the third demo and we're not going to have time. I'll just pull this round, same as we did last time. He's going to be my starting point. Fold his body in. I've got that curvature to keep him set. Pin his body through. And place him right on the edge. He's flying away. And then I'm going to take the two little purple half pieces and I'm going to place them together. To create one whole butterfly. Pull his wings forward. Curve them round. And then some wet glue in that center line. Coming down, and then finally we just need something just to take up a little bit of that white space. So let's go in with the baby of the family. Shape out those little wings, pull that together. and place through. Clean, simple, fresh, joyful because of the colours. Easy, easy cards, but they have that impact. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. Doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or an advanced card maker with Carnation. Some of the cards are super, super basic and super easy, like the one I just made, but they look complex in design because the artwork is so profound. And also, if you are a very complex and proficient card maker, the lengths you can go to with Carnation is insane, isn't it? You all know that. This is Full of Love. You'll find it on the Carnation Crafts website, 200201, and you're going to get a show price today of $89.99 with free UK PMP. You can use your 10% discount code, and that's going to take it even further down for you. So you'll take it down, I don't know, it'll be £81, something along those lines, and that QR code, like we say, will take it there straight for you. So you've got loads and loads of elements to this. We have got that smaller bundle for you as well, which has got the sentiments in it, and you can purchase that individually. You can also grab hold of your perfect papers. You can get that bird, the nest that we looked at. You can also get the butterflies and bows that I was just using. Everything on the Carnation Craft website, just type in Full of Love. It will bring you everything that relates to that product, so you can go straight there. And we did get confirmation that is that extra Full of Love collection complete colour download. So you'll get different colourways for it at 15 quid. You can also use your discount for, because you've got your newsletter. So we like all that. It's building up, Mr. Taz. The exciting time is about to happen. We like exciting days. So I'm going to annoy you all by just removing all of this rubbish from my desk. Building up tension as we go. Tormenting you all. Because Carnation have brought out something. We're not doing a show with it, which I'm gutted about, but we're not doing a show with it. You'll be able to get this tomorrow. You're going to be the first to see it today. It's nice when we can be special. Yes, Taz.
We've had a couple of questions asking if they can get it today. What they can do today is register interest.
Register your interest for it. Can't get it today. Nobody can get it today. It's tomorrow. What is it? It's brilliant. That's what it is. Look, now I can't find it. This will be a fun show. Look at what we've got. The Carnation Crafts Happy Places colouring book. I am in love. I'm in love. Take my money, I'm in love. Let's have a little look. Look at that. This colouring book belongs to, and obviously printed, but an original sketch there by Nick. So not a digital artwork, but a sketch. So, as you go through, you'll see there are different collections added in all together in this book. It's delightful. It's so beautiful. There'll be loads of elements that you recognise as you're going through. And I went through this and I was like, oh, and that's from this, and that's from this. Oh, I love these two. Can you remember this with the tree? That was the quadruple element that came out. Look at it. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not going to show you every page because I'm a big tease, but I'm going to show you some of it. Oh, you're going to have fun with this, guys. Alcohol inks, get your crayons out, you play. We saw your cascade of butterflies, didn't we, just this morning on the USB. You're going to recognize, I love him. You're going to recognize so many elements as we go through. That's Nick's dog, Arlo. So, I love that. Everyone's best friend. How many of you have recognised every single collection so far? You'll be pleased to know I have. It's my job. Have you recognised them all, Taz? Or are you asking a question?
Oh no, I've recognised them all. there's just been loads of comments on Facebook saying, Sharon said how exciting. Jackie's now saying, oh no, I need this.
Yeah, we all need this.
Kate Jude has said, what a fabulous idea. Colouring whilst in my motorhome, then using for cards. I need me one of those.
Yeah, you do. It's the best thing in the world. I'm so excited. Look. It's incredible, right? Photogenic. Look. Right, I'll stop. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you every page. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. This is the Happy Places colouring book from Carnation Crafts, exclusively shown to you today. You are the world's first viewers of this, which means you're the guys in the know. Get yourselves onto the Carnation Crafts website tomorrow. This goes on sale at 8 AM tomorrow. You know how fast this is going to go, guys. You know how fast this is going to go. Register your interest, set your alarm, get on the website, do the things. The colouring book will go live tomorrow morning. I can't wait. It says get an alert. You can do it. Taz is showing you. Email here. Get an alert. Don't miss it out. I don't know how much stock they have, but they'll certainly have more people wanting it than they have stock of. Get an alert. It's so exciting. Can I just say I've got two? I'll stop showing off now. It's the best thing ever. You're going to love it. And I hope you have the best of fun with it. We are back with you on Friday on Hobby Maker, doing an amazing show. Hobby Maker on Friday. We've got a really special show, actually. 2 special shows. It's all of the Crafters Selects. You'll have amazing prices on them. It's the Crafters Selects. And we're going to do like a down-the-counter show where we show you them all, show you the finished samples, do all of the things. You're going to see them all. So this is your chance to catch up if you've ever missed out on the Crafters Selects, because we don't generally bring them back. You might see some of them on USBs, but we don't do back-to-airs with Crafters Selects. Once they've been done, they're kind of done in that way. So this is a brand new opportunity for you to see anything that you might have missed out on the Crafters Selects. There's so many of them. Honestly, there are so many of them. So come and join us on Hobby Maker. You'll see us there. I'm on at 1 and 4, I believe. Miss Taz has written it down for me, so I'm going to believe her. 1 and 4 on Hobby Maker on Friday. So until then, first I'll say take good care and big hugs to you all. Second, I'll say, may the fastest finger win tomorrow. Good luck. 8 AM. Do the things. I wish you all of the best. Take care till then. See you soon. Bye.